Rapid fire questions. What would you be doing if you didn't become a musician? You never discover music. What happens?
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably work at a I'd be working at like a bakery or something, or like a coffee shop.
Did you ever get to the point where you seriously considered quitting the music business?
Yeah.
Every day.
All the time, but like I'm like, yeah, better not. This is fun. Yeah, all the time. I don't mean to sound dark or whatever, but yeah, there's some days where I'm like, ooh, this is annoying, but it's all right. I love it. I love it. I really do. I'm married to it, so it's just gonna have to be what it is.
All right, next question. If you had your dream pick of musicians to form a supergroup, who do you pick?
Ooh,
So
super.
you're on drums. You can fill out the
I'm on
rest of the
drums.
yeah, and you get to fill out the rest of the band with your dream musicians
Oh God. I'd say Richard Patrick singing and playing guitar.
from
I think
Filter.
yeah, I can fix that. Um, bass, probably Ron from Mudvayne. I
Nice.
know he can handle all that. Um, another guitar player would be uh, probably Ben Savage from Whitechapel. This is a really awkward lineup. And then singer, Chino from Deftones.
That's an amazing supergroup. Which musician or band were you the biggest fan of before sharing the stage with them with Saving Abel? Like you end up opening for another band or on a festival or something like that.
Man, probably Seven Dust.
What's the
Yeah,
best live concert you've ever seen?
Gojira.
Are there any bands out there that aren't that well known that deserve our attention? So maybe there's a band you love and you just can't figure out why they're not bigger.
Yeah, I don't want to tell nobody because they're mine.
How dare you,
No, I'm
sir?
just kidding.
Let's give
I'm
them a
just
little
kidding.
boost.
All right, cool. King's X.
King's X. Is there
Mm,
a album or song everyone should check out?
yeah, Shoes.
That's the song or the album?
It's the album is Dogman. The song is Shoes.
Are there any artists you listen to that would surprise our listeners? So maybe like a different, maybe very pop or something. Like, we're looking at you as like a rock metal guy. Is there
Yeah.
anything very different that would surprise our listeners that you actually enjoy?
hmm Yeah, I listen to a lot of goth music too. But Death Cab for Cutie.
I think it's Ben Gibbard, I think is the singer.
Yes.
He might be my favorite songwriter ever.
Probably, yeah.
Like
I mean,
just his songwriting is so unique and so clear.
yeah.
Uh, he might be one of my favorites.
I'd say, yeah, probably Death Cab.
This might be a question that needs a long answer, but what would you change about the music industry? I guess just a couple things that come to mind quickly. I know you could write an essay. There's so much that could change for the better, but
Well, I try not to complain about things because I'm just grateful to be involved in it. But lower ticket prices so people can get into shows, please. The only way, like, yeah, I'm grateful for streaming services, but like musicians need to get paid a little bit more, so figure that out, whether people are buying albums or whatever. Form more bands and take more risks. There are more first name, last name artists on the charts now than bands. And I think that's annoying. Stop trying to like sound like this band over here. Like, stop. If you're this band and you sound like that, like it's cool to experiment and stuff, but like, stop trying to like, if you're trying to get on the radio, don't try to sound like this other band that's on the radio. Like, don't do that. Be yourself.
what are the top misconceptions that people have about musicians or drummers?
That were rich.
I think most people now think that musicians are broke, but yeah.
Maybe in Canada, but in Mississippi,
They
in
think everyone's
Philadelphia,
in maybe
Mississippi.
maybe in Nashville. Like, you think it's like the music capital of the world. Maybe everyone thinks everyone's rich in Nashville.
I mean, I've been asked some pretty silly questions, but yeah, I mean, I guess that we have lots of money or something. Like, it's art, dude.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
Ooh, man, I've got a lot of good advice. Um,
I guess one piece of advice that comes to your mind.
Man, I can go back and say that my friend Matt Dice, like when I was touring with him, like everything he said, I was just like a sponge, but lots of stuff that he said for sure. But I guess like Bartlett saying read the room, like that went a very long way with me. So yeah, read the room, man. Like if you're in there and it's not vibing, like get out.
If you could sit down for a conversation with anyone, who would it be and why?
Frank Zappa,
That's a good
because
one.
yeah, Frank Zappa.
That's a unique mind right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'd want to hear his views on everything, especially like things now. If I could talk to him today, I would just want him to see everything and make up his mind and make assumptions on things and so that I can learn from it.
This is
So,
the final question from the rapid fire section. What would be your final death row meal? So you end up on death row. Obviously, you're falsely convicted. You didn't do anything, but you get one meal. What would you choose? You can do a meal, a drink, a dessert. What is your death row meal?
all right. Can it be a couple things?
Yeah, man, this is the last meal you'll ever have. Go for it.
I want a bowl of shrimp and grits on the side. I want a bacon temptation omelet on this side with no tomatoes from IHOP. I want a pitcher of coffee, and I want a big old bowl of chitlins with some ketchup on them. And that'll
Amazing. Do you want
be
a,
about
a,
it.
a dessert with that? A drink? Oh, you have coffee already.
Dessert, some cheesecake.
Hmm. From like Cheesecake Factory or something specific?
Just a good cheesecake that ain't ruined.
That ain't ruined. Yeah.
Yeah.